Should we just conference them?
We can try.
You want to try it, Brandon?
This will be great.
I have a question about the MSU thing, which is really kind of quiet today compared to the last couple days.
I believe Elrick's on the line, I believe. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want me to try to patch Tommy through now? Or do
Yeah,
you
let's
wanna wait?
patch him through now.
Okay.
I'm sure ML's more than ready. Yeah. More than ready.
Fire away. What were you going to ask?
Okay.
What do I do there?
Tell ML to be quiet until we bring him in, but just act like he's not on the phone.
Okay.
He can probably hear me. Okay. Should Mel Tucker be getting his deleted tweets?
That's one of the things.
Join these?
What's that?
Do you know how I join these?
No, but I can try. Let me try. What I was going to say, though.
You've done it before, haven't you, Brandon?
Yeah, we've done it before.
Okay.
But talking to Kenny, I keep forgetting his last name for the USA Today, he said he asked her that.
I mean, she has no reason. She has every reason not to delete them.
That was part of his answer. He didn't. He said that she didn't delete. She wouldn't have saved them thinking that she was going to file this. In other words, okay.
Apparently, she wasn't going to file.
I think she was worried about saving her foundation and her child, which has since just been blown up. Hang on.
What's we seem to have a problem. We're having some technical difficulties. Is it because we have a new phone?
We're like Rover's Morning Glory over here.
I know that was really.
Hold on, but I don't know how to get him.
I actually was surprised that Rover's Morning Glory posted the interview with the girl that gave the blowjob to Baker Mayfield, which we haven't really talked about much. I cannot believe it's that easy for an NFL quarterback. They just text with a hot girl and tell them to meet him behind the Cheesecake Factory, and then they go, "So we can do this or what?" And the girl just blows him and leaves. They didn't even make out.
She was totally fine with it, too.
She was, and so was the other girl. Although it didn't sound like they were really up for doing it again. Although you could say, hey, look, this time we'll make out a little bit.
No, she did it once and
then
she
you
was
can blow
done.
me.
And then everybody in her hometown were making jokes about it.
Switch between them.
Oh, damn it.
She didn't have to tell everyone.
Phone.
Did you figure it out, Mark?
No.
Well, you can switch between them, so it's almost like one's going to have to take a turn than the other.
But I don't know if they can
Oh,
hear
what?
each other.
They'll be able to hear each other. They should.
Wait, that's no good. Then they can't really exchange.
No.
Do we need to just do some? Do we need? Do you think it's
Well, they
plausible
both-
that you can conference these phones?
They both have iPhones. I mean, one of them can call the other one,
God damn it.
right?
No, I think we're lacking motivation there. I think Mass is going to want to do that.
So who are we going to here? I gotta figure this out.
Who do we have?
Oh.
Okay,
But
Okay.
one at a time.
All right, well, let's find out. Hey, who's on the line?
Maz.
I'm here, Drew.
Hey, we were going to conference you and Elrick because you seem to have differing attitudes about what was going on at the Michigan State game on Saturday. Did you, Tom? Are you
Oh,
holding?
sure.
What,
He probably went in the VIP entrance.
have you found anyone else who's upset about the way things were going with the alcohol sales?
I would hope that people that were at the stadium at the same time I was would call in and call it the biggest disgrace they've ever had to deal with.
But it was just a really, really, really long line, right?
No, Drew, it wasn't a really, really long line. Once you got in the stadium, you could not move in the concourse.
Because people were just gathered around randomly around the beer?
We just couldn't move. It was like just a big mosh pit.
What gate? Do you remember what gate you went in, perchance?
And what time?
I went in when I got to my seat finally after I escaped the death trap I was in.
Death trap.
There was like 9 minutes to go before the game started.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Why don't we go to Elrick here?
So that's what, about 4:40 you tried to go in, I would say? Right? Because it was a 5 o'clock game?
Yeah, approximately.
Did you hear all that, ML?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ, damn it.
All right, relax.
Tom says he was in a death trap. He got in the stadium. He still got to his seat 9 minutes before game time, but before that, which would be like 20, 25 minutes before game time, that you could not move when you got in. Was that the gate, he said, or the stadium? Actually, the stadium. He couldn't
So
move.
once he got in the stadium, he could not get into his section.
He could not move. It was so crowded. It was a death trap.
And he said you probably entered the VIP section.
Yeah, we stopped letting them land helicopters on the middle of the field before the game, so I apologize on behalf of Spartan Stadium and all Spartans to Tom, since I know he's used to a little better treatment from,
Well,
from
he's
the
not.
host.
He's never going back, so you don't have to worry about it down the road. He's never attending another game, allegedly.
Well, I was gonna renew my season tickets even if he came back, although it would have been a factor to consider. But yeah, it was good.
Did you notice any really intense crowds around the beer, or something that was so badly organized that it was somewhat dangerous to people because the crowd was pushing and it was just crushed like sardines? Did you notice anything like that?
No, it was. I think Tom may be confusing the game with a Who concert, but that's fine. I can understand that he was probably still disoriented from having to pay for entry. But this is a 100-year-old stadium. My main objection to selling beer is there aren't enough crappers when you're not pouring a diuretic into a bunch of people who've been drinking all day.
Right.
But this is a big crowd in an old stadium. It does get crowded before the game.
Okay.
But I've been in those long lines, and you get into the building in less than 10 minutes, and you can get up to your seat in 5 minutes. I don't know. Was he using a walker to get up the stairs?
No.
I mean, was he waiting
He
for
says
somebody to carry him up on some sort of silk cushion?
Maz is calling back.
Totally confused.
He says it wasn't a line. It was just a mass of people. It was not a line. It was not an organized line of people. It was just like a clump.
Let me try to pull Maz.
Hold on. We'll go back to Maz. Oh, Christ. Do you think we can figure this out eventually, hopefully? Not today, but I mean, how to conference? Or do you think we got a phone that won't conference?
You are currently the only person in this conference.
What?
Oh, wait.
Hey, that's us.
There's the conference.
Wow. Well, we can hear our own show.
What the hell just happened?
No idea what's going on now.
no idea.
It's crazy.
Wow. Wait, but she said you're the only person in the conference. That means there is a conference, right?
Yeah.
That's good. So that's good news.
Go back to ML for a second.
Is Maz there?
No, he's gone. He tried calling back. God.
Elrick, are you still there?
We'll
I
just
am.
leave-
I'm getting some funky hold music. It's got kind of a dope beat.
You're hearing it now?
Do you know how to conference in somebody on your iPhone?
I think I can.
All right, call Maz on your iPhone, then we'll just have one line. We'll just have the guest take care of
This is
it.
so ludicrous.
I know.
I know.
He told me, I'm never being conferenced into your phone again because I was on hold. He sort of sounds like the anteater from the Pink Panther cartoons in my head. I don't know why.
Jackie
but,
Mason?
How much do you think he's?
Yeah,
How much?
Jackie Mason.
ML, how
By
much?
the way,
how
Jackie Mason also not going to Spartan Stadium again. Of
No, he's not.
course, he's dead, so he's got a good excuse.
How much do you think he's exaggerating? No?
Elrick?
Oh, he's conferencing?
Oh, maybe. But we should still be able to talk to him while that rings. What a disaster. Just texted Maz to tell him to answer ML's call.
Yeah, boy.
What a disaster.
Well, you know what I should do while this disaster is taking place is mention the last.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No.
I think the gang's all here.
Hi, Tom.
Cool.
I'm here.
All right.
All right, Maz.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Maz, it sounds like being an old stadium that it is a little disheveled sometimes when you go in and you've got to. I assume there was a really good crowd for the Washington game. It's a ranked team coming to town, but we're getting some messages on the boner line that are suggesting that it wasn't really any worse than normal. We're just trying to figure out what happened in your area, or maybe you think you're exaggerating a little bit, maybe.
No, not even a little. I had a panic attack. What, are you kidding? I could not move. At one point, I was just standing there, and people were just trying to get around. You couldn't move.
How were they
People coming
moving?
from both ways.
How are they moving, though, if you can move?
Well, they're pushing. They're more pushy than me. I don't want to be knocking people down. That's not me.
Were you getting pushed?
I swear. Put it this way. I wanted to fight somebody.
Whoa!
What, really?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you were getting shoved by so many people.
Correct.
Wow.
I wanted
If
to
you-
throw a punch.
If you had just entered a tunnel, 100 of us would have fought you. We like to do it that way. 100.
That's fine. I'm all for it. I don't care if I got the shit beat out of me. I just wanted to throw a punch.
Elrick, he is one of you now.
Nobody was actually harmed in that tunnel. Their coach just said they were, and then than hit a gun
Yes,
somewhere.
we understand that. We understand that.
ML,
Bunch of liars.
what do you think happened to Thomas A. Mazawey? Because I don't think he's inventing this. I think he really had a really terrible experience. But what do you suppose happened? He says he's never going back.
Well, I'm assuming that as a native of New Jersey, he's been in some crowded spaces before, like a subway or
a Super
the
Bowl.
Meadowlands or
You've been to the Super
Not
Bowl,
like
Tom. How was the Super Bowl
Old
different?
Yankee Stadium.
It was everything was under control in those situations. This was a effing disgrace. It was.
Well, my understanding is there was some excitement that Tom Mazawey was there, which created a little bit of a crush.
Perhaps.
Maz, are you certain? Do you think maybe you should give Spartan Stadium one more chance and just see if it was some kind of a fluke?
I'll probably go back because I'm just that kind of sports fan.
That's all we really wanted.
Okay. All right. I'm surprised you're admitting that. I'm really proud of you, Maz, because I thought you might quietly.
Drew.
You're welcome. I thought you might quietly go back and just not tell anyone.
No, I'll probably go back for the stinking Michigan game, but I'm gonna fight it.
That's gonna be even worse. They're gonna sell beer at that game too. You better go in the second the gates open.
Put it this way: I won't go in as late anymore.
Okay, ML.
That's not that late though. You said you got to your seats with 9 minutes left before kickoff.
I did.
That's pretty early.
I did. But to me, that's late because I like getting there really early.
ML, do you have any advice as for where to enter the stadium? Is there some entrance that's maybe safer than the rest?
No. Going into the stadium was very cool. Matter of fact, I'm like, wow, we're getting in the stadium really cool. This is great. And then the minute you got in, that was it.
ML?
So I got in a little later than Tom, is my custom. But I was there before kickoff, and I did get through the lines pretty quickly. And when I came in the concourse, I came in on the entrance near the student entrance, which is usually pretty crowded.
Yeah, I was on the opposite side.
There were a lot of people there, but I was able to make my way through the concourse without being interfered with by anybody. Maybe Tom got there just before I did, and there was some sort of hullabaloo. But I've been going there for over 30 years, and even when it's shoulder to shoulder, people are pretty friendly.
He was getting shoved.
I don't know.
He was getting shoved by a lot of people.
Don't call the coach.
having a
That's
panic
the only
attack.
thing you have to worry about now.
Maz was between fighting and having a panic attack.
Yes. Honestly, man, I really was out of breath. I was.
Well, that would have been a good
I'll
move.
have
You should have
to-
just collapsed, and everybody would have cleared a path for you, and then you could have got up and
I
ran
thought
to
of
your
that,
seat.
Mark, I actually thought of that.
They would have gotten you a wheelchair and wheeled you to your seat.
Exactly. That would have been right up my alley.
What time?
Now, ML, I walked in and section 1 was right there, and I had 2 seats for my daughter, which I put her in section 1. So she got in, no sweat. She went right in section 1. The minute you passed section 1 and went up to 2, 3, 4 that way, that's when it really went downhill.
But that's where you sit, ML.
I sit in section 5, and I'm going to suggest that in the future you come in gate K, which will get you in by section 5, which is a big wide open area because there's a ramp that goes up to the seats, and you should have no problem there.
Are you talking about the upper deck area?
Well, no, you come in. All the entrances have a letter designation, so I come in.
I know.
I come in gate K, and that brings me in by the ramp to section 5, and there's usually not too much for crowd, even when it's a packed house.
Okay, I will take that under advisement.
But you're never going back.
I will say,
No, he's going back for the Michigan game.
It was a disgrace. That's all I got to say.
Wow.
The other
Worse
thing you
than a
could do
disgrace. Worse.
is you could just say, I am Mazzy Smith. I'm in a hurry. I have a weapon.
Har.
Make way. And then 3 weeks
I
later,
also have a
move out of the way.
license. I have a license as well for that weapon.
Well, you've applied for it. on the day you were arrested.
Oh, boy. It's really flying now.
It should be on my phone, at least. It should be on my phone.
Hey, what time
Or
exactly?
perhaps you could just
I found another
You could
interesting
just
thing
drive
about
the
this.
athletic director's wife's car onto the field.
You really want to start
How
throwing
about that?
accusations around?
Hey, man, I got so little to cling to.
I'm not
And
biting.
maybe you could punch
I know how
a
you.
coach in the line after the game
Maybe.
or something.
I know how you operate. I'm not going to bite. What time exactly was kickoff? Was it 5:15? Was it 5:08? What do you guys know?
Yeah, it was like 5:05, Mark. 5:05, 5:10.
Because I just noticed your tweet. I mean, they must have really good internet access there because your tweet went out at 5:14.
Yeah, that's all I concentrated on was trying to get that tweet out.
So pissed. He was so pissed. I can just see you,
Put it
man.
this way. I ran out of, what do you call it? What's the word?
Characters?
I ran out of
Characters?
letters that you can
Yeah.
use on Twitter or X.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I don't have a blue check mark. The blue check mark gives you an extra like 50 letters. I was ready to write a fucking essay.
Tom's last tweet was, "Tell my story.
Tell my story.
Let them know about me."
Well, we have about 4 weeks to somehow make this safer for Maz for the Michigan game because that's this year, right? It's Michigan at Michigan State
at
this year.
night.
So wow, for not ever going back again.
And Maz's tweet of "this place will never see me again" was at 5:53, so he was still steaming.
That's because someone wrote me back and abused me, so I wrote that back.
No, it was
And
Ermani.
then ML, of course, ML was holding court with his people laughing at me.
Maz, what
We're
was the,
laughing with you.
what was the
Yeah,
As far
most?
as you know.
with me, that's it. Not
Yes.
at me, with me.
So,
yeah.
so let me break down the boycott. There's actually only one home game before the Michigan game, so forever lasted.
I will not be there for the Maryland game.
Yeah. Guess who else won't be? 45,000 Spartans who have season tickets.
They're getting 9.5 points, by the way. 9.5.
Oh boy.
I
boy, I like
guarantee
Maryland
you
there.
the concourses will be uncluttered this Saturday. You will be able to move about the building freely.
It is homecoming, though, ML. Homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll have a decent crowd for homecoming. So it's Maryland this week, and they're 9.5 point underdogs.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we 16.5 with Washington? So
Yeah,
I
16.5.
want to multiply that by a factor of 5.
Oh boy. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, Maz. Thanks for being a good sport. ML, thanks for being your smart ass self. And let's get people to check out the ML, the Soul of Detroit. They interviewed the USA Today reporter who broke the story, and he was very good too.
Ooh.
Hey, Elrick, do you remember exactly what he said about her deleting tweets? Because he said, Kenny Jacoby said he asked her.
Yeah, he said that she, I think he said that Tucker had said something to her and she panicked and thought, oh my God, what am I going to do, my business? And she just, in a moment of anxiety, deleted them and then later regretted it.
Were you buying that, ML?
You know, I think the best way to be sure is to listen to the entire episode. But well, everybody deleting their email. I mean, hey, you know me and text messages. I figure if you're deleting them, there's something on there.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I imagine there's something that could be open to interpretation on both of their phones.
Amen.
But only one of them was under contract not to do what apparently was done. So
Yeah, boy.
That's the one thing that's not in dispute is what he did, whether he was allowed to or not.
All right.
And I guess that's going to be enough.
Maz, we'll talk to you tomorrow. ML, we'll get everybody to listen to your episode. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very
guys.
much.
See ya.
See
On
ya.
the banks of Red Cedar stands a school that's known to all. Its specialty is winning, for the Spartans play good ball. Spartan teams are never beaten, throughout the game they'll fight for the only colors, green and white. Go right through for MSU,
sing like that?
watch the points keep growing. Spartan teams are bound to win. They're fighting with a vim. Rah, 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 see their team is winning. We're gonna win the game. Rah, fight, rah, team fight. A victory for MSU.